I can look back and see now that when I started the practice of yoga, I was going through a pretty dark period of my life. I did my first yoga class when I was 19, and it was after I had injured my Achilles tendons, doing too much aerobics and too much partying, and a little too much of a good time. And I was young, and I thought I was invincible, and thought I could stay up for 5 days at a time and go from one party to another and this sort of thing. And then it eventually took a toll on my body. And I can look back and I can see that, not only was I just having too much of a good time, but I was also suffering and looking for a way out of the suffering. And I didn't find it there, and my body sort of cried out. And so when I went to my first yoga class, it was in a response to lead me towards more healing. And I didn't really jump on the wagon right away. I sort of did a little bit of yoga, and I kept sort of partying, but there was this sort of seed of doubt that was planted, like maybe this isn't the ultimate answer. Maybe ultimate happiness doesn't exist in the perfect beat on the perfect sunrise. Although that's good, maybe there's something more, right? So when I was 22, I don't know, I just woke up one day and I thought, I've got to get out. I can't keep doing this. I met someone who was sort of in the party scene, and he was 50 years old, and he'd been partying since 1980. And I just felt like, wow, if this is where this leads, I've got to get out. So that also increased my doubt about where I was going, and I sort of woke up one morning and said, I've got to get my life back on track somehow, and I want to be healthy again, and I want to find out how to live a more peaceful life. And I remember thinking exactly that. And through that, I applied to graduate school, and I walked into my first Ashtanga yoga class. And so that was really the sort of choice that I was thinking at that time, is how am I going to live a more peaceful life? And the two choices that I made at that time, to apply to graduate school and to join an Ashtanga yoga class, really changed my life. Because when I went to graduate school, I moved to New York City, and I always thought I was going to move to New York City to start a real life. And what happened for me was I joined the Mysore style Ashtanga yoga class. I graduated from my program, but it was really that changed my life. And so I somehow moved to New York City to discover that yoga was my Dharma more than anything else.